Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and today I want to share with you my comparison between MIUI 12 and OxygenOS 11. Now, as you guys know, I've just bought the OnePlus 8T, and as I was coming home on the train, I couldn't help but notice that there was something very different about this phone. And I can't believe I forgot this, but then it hit me. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at OxygenOS 11, and this is my first time using this interface on a OnePlus phone. So before I go into a full comparison between these two phones, I really want to talk about the newest features here in OxygenOS 11 and how do they compare to these similar features on MIUI 12. Let's have a look. Now, the first big change here on OxygenOS 11 has got to be the new interface and just the new design look of this OS. And you can see here from the bold text to just everything kind of moving down the screen, OxygenOS has been redesigned for easier one-handed use. And you can just tell here in settings, it is very much the case. All the settings have been pushed down. Now, in the case of MIUI 12, we still see a more traditional interface, but I do like the bold text here on MIUI 12 a bit more than this type of font. But then I thought to myself, where have I seen this type of look before? And that's right, guys, I do have a Galaxy Z Fold 2 here just to show you what One UI looks like, and you can tell where OxygenOS is getting a lot of inspiration from with these settings that are kind of pushed down and kind of set up in these little sections with a very similar type of font. I think there's a reason why OnePlus is doing this to mimic more what we see here on One UI, as they are a larger presence now in the US. But I think it's a good look, and I would love to see Xiaomi maybe do something similar in future iterations of MIUI 12, just making things easier to use one-handed. And while MIUI is going in the direction of more of an iOS look here, OxygenOS 11 is going for this kind of more wired type of look, this more kind of stark grays and blacks here. It's a pretty big change from the previous versions of OxygenOS, I will say, but I don't mind it. It is something new and something fresh. And that look even translates over to the volume controls, which you can see have been completely redesigned versus the ones on MIUI 12, which are still keeping a pretty similar look from the ones on MIUI 11. The second big feature change here on OxygenOS 11 has got to be the always-on display. And here you will see one of the always-on displays. Now, it is a little bit dim here, and I do understand that it actually keeps it dim throughout the day to kind of preserve battery life, but you can kind of see the rest of them right here. You have default, which is going to be kind of a standard look, versus insight. This is the one that will actually show you how many unlocks you've had on your phone, and this line representing time, showing you kind of how far you are into your day. You also have this text version, you have this bold, digital, and many more. Now, obviously here on the Mi 10T Pro, since it is an LCD display, we don't have any always-on display, but that's not the case here with this Mi 10 Ultra, and you can clearly see the always-on display on this phone. It is really spectacular, and I love how on MIUI 12, it kind of integrates when you turn on the display as well. And here you can see the settings for always-on ambient display, and they clearly tell you this will consume a lot of battery, so you can also schedule your always-on display, or you can have it on all day like I will. And I do wish it was a little bit less dim, but it is nonetheless a very cool and much requested feature here on OxygenOS 11. But they still have a way to go, and when it comes to kind of customization for always-on displays, there's no beating MIUI 12. It still has so many different things you can choose, and you can also add your own custom themes in terms of always-on displays on MIUI 12. And the next big feature here on OxygenOS 11 is the improved dark mode. So just like I mentioned, they're using kind of more blacks and grays here, and you have a very unique look now when you switch to dark mode on an OxygenOS 11 phone. Meanwhile, on MIUI 12, it's a little bit more of a subtle difference, but you can see here both MIUI 12 and OxygenOS 11 are turning the Google search bar black. I think both have a very nice look in dark mode, but now just like on MIUI 12, you now can schedule dark mode to have it disabled, automatically enabled from sunset, or you can even do a custom time range. Here you see start time and end time for this feature. I've definitely been looking forward to having a dedicated dark mode here on OxygenOS 11, and it's good to see we finally have it here on the OnePlus 8T. And another big feature here to OxygenOS 11 has been the updated system apps. And I want to show you guys a few here. You see photos, it has a completely new look, similar to settings. Everything's been kind of pushed down here to the bottom. And OxygenOS 11 has a new feature, and you can see here, no story yet, but it will basically create weekly stories using your photos of the past 7 days in this section. And we've seen a similar, albeit maybe less dramatic overhaul here on MIUI 12. But you can clearly see that a lot of these software skins are kind of moving towards these very bold titles, and I think we're going to see an even bolder look here in future iterations of MIUI. And just like you see here on MIUI 12, the weather app has also received a major update here on OxygenOS 11. Look at this weather app. It is a lot improved. And once again, you see the really bold look here of the current temperature. Personally, I think I still like the really kind of full screen look here of MIUI 12's weather app, but this is a big improvement, and all in all, I'm happy to see this kind of bold and further down the display type of design here on the weather app of OxygenOS 11. And here you see the about phone of the Mi 10T Pro and the OnePlus 8T, a very different look also on MIUI 12. I do like this kind of updated look, but OxygenOS 11 is now doing something very similar with kind of a main section of specs right here. And you can see this is the big one, guys, Android version 11. Only the second phone now after my Pixel 4a to actually be using Android 11. Here's the Easter egg you can see. Meanwhile, MIUI 12 is still based on Android 10, and I do hope that very soon we will see Android 11 on more Xiaomi phones with MIUI 12. And just a few last things I wanted to share with you guys, and one of these was the wallpapers, and you can have a look here at the wallpapers on MIUI 12. Now, a number of you have asked, do you get the super wallpapers? You do not. You get the same types of wallpapers that I had originally on my Mi 9T Pro, and these are essentially the global wallpapers. They are really cool, but unfortunately we don't have any of those cool live wallpapers like we see on the Mi 10 Ultra. Meanwhile, OxygenOS 11 has really given a lot of thought here to the wallpapers, and they are super dynamic. I'm really enjoying them, and they will actually adjust during the time of day. And here you see when you're getting started, they are super dynamic wallpapers as well. And you also have this new canvas feature, which is in beta, but you can see here it will essentially turn any photo that you take into this kind of line drawing. It will obviously work better with faces, but I gotta keep testing this out. It seems like a really cool feature. And overall, guys, I think OxygenOS is really taking the lead now when it comes to wallpapers. They're looking really stunning. Although there's no denying, I still love the wallpapers on MIUI 12, but like every phone experience, once you've been using them for a bit of time, they start getting a little bit stale. So I'm gonna stick with the default wallpaper for now. It is looking incredibly stunning here, and once again, one of the best updated features here on OxygenOS 11. So that's it for my quick comparison between the Mi 10T Pro and OxygenOS 11 on the OnePlus 8T. And my initial verdict of this software, I quite like it. I know it's been a little bit controversial because of the bold look, and a lot of people think that OnePlus is now going the direction of Samsung with a complete One UI knockoff. I kind of think there's enough differentiation between the two to make this its own unique and special thing, and just like MIUI 12, I think OnePlus is going for a more bold, kind of more pronounced look in this software, which I do appreciate. But obviously I will have to spend some more time here on the OnePlus 8T, and do hit me up any other questions or comments you have. Look guys, I appreciate both of these software skins for their own reasons. The fluidity and the speed of OxygenOS is unparalleled in my opinion, but I really do think Xiaomi has taken a great step forward in MIUI 12, and I know for a lot of my audience out there, you will definitely prefer this software skin over whatever OnePlus puts out regardless. But hit me up in the comments. MIUI 12 or OxygenOS 11? Which one do you prefer? And what's the one feature on OxygenOS 11 that you can't wait to get if you are a OnePlus user? Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. And guys, we have not even started comparing these phones. And I have a special other phone coming very soon tomorrow. I think you know what it is. iPhone. Stay tuned, guys. It's gonna be a good one. So that's it. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one. Pretty stunning wallpaper. Bravo, OnePlus. Bravo.